So that's sort of early stage. Then we've talked about sort of the jobs to be done framework and kind of understanding who the customers might be and the kind of messages and that kind of stuff. And that's almost like that early foundational work to kind of hypothesize about, okay, these are the things that we think are going to work. In terms of then the actual doing it, the kind of go to market then and kind of getting stuff going out there, what should people be thinking about from that perspective?
Yeah, so go-to-market is an interesting phrase because it means a lot of different things to different people. But when I hear go-to-market and when I discuss go-to-market with other founders, usually what we're talking about what is the actual product? Like, what does it literally do? What is it? Who is it for? So what is the market that we're ultimately selling it to? What is the model that we are going to offer the product to the market for? So model meaning, is it going to be freemium? Is it a free trial? Are you going to offer a 14-day? How many plans are we going to offer? If any plans, is there one plan? Are we doing monthly recurring? Are we doing annual? What is the pricing? Like, those are all model questions. Then we get into channels. So if we know what our product is and we're going to serve this market, we need channels to actually push that product through. And we also get into other aspects of go-to-market. So we naturally get into positioning. So what is the context that customers should view us in order to buy us, which is really what positioning is. And then we get into messaging. How do we best communicate that positioning? What is the buyer's journey? So what do we ultimately anticipate buyers experiencing that triggers them into even thinking about this product in the first place? KPIs for success. And then from there, the list can kind of go on. Mostly though, with go-to-market is really a definition stage. We are defining things and we're really sticking to them. Go-to-market is also, it is strategy. And with strategy is about choices. It's about what we're going to do and what we're consequently not going to do. So with go-to-market, you're in the process of defining, but you're also you're saying what you're going to do, but you're also saying what you're not going to do. And this is where a lot of teams, especially in the earlier days, get tripped up because go-to-market is a little bit too fluffy. It's not really been defined. And therefore, they've not very clearly identified what the trade-offs are. So for example, a lot of people treat the go-to-market, definition or strategic phase as something that is kind of loosey-goosey and it can be whatever, but they end up spreading themselves really thin. And then they end up with challenges down the road because they can't figure out who their best customer actually is and who they should really be focused on. And then they're, confused go-to-market wise. And this is why go-to-market is so critical. But also if they don't actually spend their time here, then they could actually be making compromises that they're not even aware of. So this is kind of where go-to-market is pretty critical. But yeah, I would say that's the big list. There's a few other things too that some people would consider inside of go-to-market. But yeah, I would say that's definitely the basis.